We are now on number 56, everybody, in the Super Smash Bros. Fighter Ballot series of videos for characters I want to talk about. We are mostly close to the end, actually. About 20 or so more people, and I'm actually kind of done, so I'm still estimating out the number, but there's not really a whole lot more to go. I'm aiming actually for 80, so 56 of 80. We're pretty close to getting done. So I don't want to talk about too many people. I don't want to go into the hundreds or anything because that's a little bit of an overkill. But I think 80. I think I went a little bit more than I probably should have, especially with the Fire Emblem and whatnot, and all the other characters. But overall, I think I've been doing fairly well with this list so far. I'm talking about some really unique, interesting characters. This time around, we're back to the third parties again, and this time I'm going to go to the Tales series once again for another potential Tales character that would make sense to represent the series other than just Cress Elbane. And that is going to be the one that most people would recognize, probably, that probably don't play the series all that much. The one that a lot of people seem to be recommending the most from this series. And I would say so because the game's pretty popular, both games, especially the first one, the world in these games. And that's Lloyd Irving from the Tales of Symphonia games, the first one on the GameCube and the second one on the Wii. Why would it make sense to put in Lloyd Irving as a potential third party character? Well, first and foremost, I think Tales of Symphonia, out of all the ones that have actually been on Nintendo, has actually been the most popular one. So he has popularity on his side. Like I said, he's mentioned a lot. He is probably one of the third-party characters I see requested quite a bit. Not as much as say as Simon Belmont or Bayonetta. I think his Bayonetta is requested a little bit more than him, but it kind of varies. I don't know about Rai Hayabusa and some other top third-party characters I talked about are probably a little bit more requested than him, but he's probably in the top 10 third-party characters that are left that people still request to be put in the Smash Brothers. So he is over Cress Elbane, at least in terms of popularity for third-party characters. I basically picked Chris Elbane before because he's the original Tails character, and the series did start on the Super Nintendo, or should I say Super Famicom, because I don't think we got the original game. We got it with the Game Boy Advance when I localized that. But this was basically, I think, the first, I think Nintendo one, I think that was localized was Symphonia, and it's also the most popular from this the Nintendo Tales games. And at least in terms of popularity and demand, Lloyd has quite a lot. In terms of moveset potential, well, first and foremost, he'd be the first double sword user in the series. We haven't had one of those at all, so at least in terms of a sword user, he'd be very, very, very unique. Then you could throw in all the items that he basically is capable of using from all in the game, like all the basic RPG items. Maybe he could have a healing item. Maybe he could have an item that does damage. Maybe he could have an item that makes him stronger. I don't know, like just pick random items from the game that the game uses in battle, and throw that into his special attacks. Smash attacks would be all the sword based, and special attacks would be all the items, and some sword based attacks. I don't know about a Final Smash per se, but I'm sure whatever they would pick, it would be really, worthwhile, represent the game enough, the character enough, and be unique enough. And overall, I think, at least between the Battle of Cress and Lloyd, I'd say in terms of historical status, I would say maybe more Cress, but in terms of popularity and demand, it's more Lloyd. In terms of, but both of them are really on Nintendo. But the first one I think a lot of Nintendo fans probably would have played would have been Lloyd's game. But then Cress, I think the Game Boy Advance might came out, that version might have come out a year earlier. I don't know. Like it varies there in terms of which one more Nintendo fans would probably recognize, as more original for them. In terms of popularity, it would be Lloyd, but I forgot which one came first technically between the Game Boy Advance version and this game. Not including outside Japan at least for like a worldwide audience. But overall, I think Lloyd would make quite a bit of sense. Probably would be a little bit more original than Crest 2 because of the double swords. They both would be able to use RPG items, so that part would be unique between either of them because they both pretty much almost do the same thing. But the double sword would probably be more interesting than Crest's single sword fighting. I'm not really sure about that. That's about it for Lloyd Irving. What do you guys think? Did you guys vote for Lloyd Irving? Do you think he makes sense in Smash Brothers, or should there be another Tails character that should be in before him? Maybe Crest Albane, maybe someone else from another game, maybe someone I didn't talk about, or maybe there's another third-party character you guys want to talk about, or maybe you know whatever. Or did you just not vote? Put in your reasons in the discussion board below, comment section. I don't mean discussion board. Thinking about like all these, yeah, in the comment section down below, and we'll discuss it there. My name is Sniper's Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to, and have a nice day.